We are still learning, and let us look at the jurisdiction of Lcc in these matters concerning domestic violence. Does the local council courts, or what we call Lcc, have powers or have jurisdiction over domestic violence cases? The answer is yes. According to Domestic Violence Act 2010, Section 6, Clause 1, it gives the local council courts the mandate to handle some cases, most especially the civil cases of domestic violence. They have jurisdiction over that. So now, members of local council courts can hear or they can receive the cases of the victims of domestic violence. Cases can be lodged there. So, when you're talking about the jurisdiction of local council courts and domestic violence, we're saying that jurisdiction of LCCs with regard to domestic violence are limited to the cases and matters they can handle. Not all cases of domestic violence that local council courts can handle. Relating to civil cases and matters as defined earlier. The civil cases of domestic violence, that one can be handled by the local council courts. When you're talking about those civil cases, the local council can handle in matters concerning domestic violence. We are looking at things like a threatening to cause the domestic violence, things like insults, name calling, this psychological and physical torture, most especially psychological and emotional torture, economic abuse. Those cases local council courts can handle. But when the matter becomes a criminal offense, local council courts, you are not supposed to handle. You are supposed to refer that point or that case to police or the magistrate's court. Quote me right. LCC, you are only and only supposed to handle civil matters under the domestic violence, like the threats, like those things of emotional and psychological torture or abuse, economic abuse, even sexual abuse. Handle those cases. Threats, continuous threats, because it is out of threats that a person can do what? Can do something. So be very careful. When there is a repeated threats, someone says, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to do ABCD, I will break your jaw, I will break your neck. Such kind of cases, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, let us be very, very careful. And you, a victim, be very careful. When a person keeps on doing that, don't just keep quiet. Because the more you keep quiet, one day you will decide to do something which is very bad. You can even end up killing someone who is threatening you, and you say, let me first do it to him or her before she can attempt to do it. So it is better share it with the local council courts, share it with people who are responsible so that they can handle you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still learning more. Just be patient. By the end of this lesson, you will be knowing how domestic violence is supposed to be handled under the local council courts. We shall look at the procedures. We shall look at these things so that we can learn. And when you're at home as a parent, knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do, and a person, even if you're a child, even if you're what, you are going to be knowing that when I do this, I'm causing what we call domestic violence cases. So members, be very careful, be vigilant, stay when you are alert, be a good citizen so that we can fight the evil of domestic violence amidst our families, amidst our nation, so that the nation should not have more and more crimes and criminals which are always disturbing. Thank you for watching. Wait for another episode.